Hospitality Meets is brought to you by RotaCloud, the simple workforce management software for hospitality teams. RotaCloud lets you create and share rotas, record attendance, and manage your team's annual leave, all in less time than it takes to make a brew. It can also make life easier for your staff, allowing them to check their rotas, request holiday, and even pick up extra shifts, all through the RotaCloud mobile app. Start your 30-day free trial today by visiting rotacloud.com/Phil and find out how much easier managing your team can be. Welcome to Hospitality Meets with me, Phil Street, where each week we take a light-hearted look into the stories and individuals that make up the wonderful world of hospitality. Today's guest is Basel Jabri, Group Head of People and Culture at the Montcalm Collection. Coming up on today's show, Basel busts some Arabian myths.
We don't use camels to come to work, by the way.
Phil recounts a pre-podcast incident. Just met a big bloke with a gun. And Basel sets his expectations for the show.
If we are boarding 7-star, I want to feel a 7-star.
All that and so much more as I chat through Basel's brilliant journey so far. This chat has it all. Basel has an incredible amount of grace and humour in his storytelling all the way throughout, and I think you're all going to absolutely love it. So please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a like and a share wherever you can. Enjoy. And a huge Hospitality Meets welcome to Basel Jabri.
Hello, Phil. How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Thanks for having me.
You're very, very welcome. Where do we find you? You win today on the backdrop between me and my messy bookshelf, and you and your gloriously appointed room. Where are you today?
I am now on our board meeting room. It's in our head office at Montcalm Collections in Paddington. And this is our beautiful boardroom. This is where all the strategy is created, meetings, sometimes training as well, and business partner meetings. It's equipped with the highest technology. I can show you the TV, the cameras, the speakers, and many things on brands. And behind me is the fireplace, because this used to be, and it is until now, a listed building.
Right.
So we kept everything as much
As
as
it
it was original, with a touch of lifestyle. Is that the new
Very
word
good
today we
indeed.
use?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, I can see actually in the coving. There's the attention to detail in the coving up there, and yeah, very, very,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
But yeah, well, I mean, we kind of you alluded to very quickly there where you are, but maybe you could just give us a quick overview of what it is that you do and which company you work for. I think we kind of already have established that it was the Montcalm Collection, but yeah, give us your version.
Sure. So I'm Basel Jabri. I'm the head of people and culture at Montcalm Collections. About the group, it is a hotel collection of 15 property. We have a collection from 5-star boutique hotels to sustainable lifestyle hotels and budget-friendly property as well, but all high ends. The properties, the 5-star, most of them are linked with Autograph Collection by Marriott. So the flagship property is Montcalm Mayfair, and Montcalm East are already Autograph Collection by Marriott. Our London Royal House, Montcalm London Royal House, is on the way in June to be an Autograph. So we are busy now with refurbish, applying all the standard, and Montcalm Brewery probably next online. Then we have Inhabit brand under our collection. Inhabit is our lifestyle, high-end, also sustainable, the green in heart, we call it. So it's very much sustainable driven. And we have 2 property. We want to open, of course, more. And they are also under the Marriott standard. So we got the design, not designed by Marriott, is designed, the brand designed by,
Right.
no, there is no Marriott. So they are also under the Marriott. If you go to the Marriott also website, they collect this unique hotel. So, and the Inhabits are in the profile of Marriott under this unique property. And then the Park Grand is 5 properties, all central London, big in value, like numbers of rooms and numbers, but straightforward, clean, secure, a nice restaurant / pub, beautiful bedrooms because of the high ceiling, the high windows, because our properties in Paddington areas, they are all Victorian and Georgian era,
Right.
but maintained very well. So yeah, this is a company. Myself, so I'm Syrian. And I grew up in Damascus, moved to Dubai when I was 20, right after I graduated from the international hotel management. And I started with Jumeirah. I did my best time in Jumeirah, and then I moved to Shangri-La in Dubai and Oman. Then I moved to Raffles in Dubai, did smooth opening. So I was lucky to do three opening in row, so to learn a lot. Then I moved to Rotana, is a UAE-based hotel group. Have like 64 in the Middle East. Now they goes internationally now. I did great time with them in Abu Dhabi. This is how I moved to Abu Dhabi. Then I joined the Doha booming, and I joined Grand Hyatt in Doha. Then I moved to Milia, the Spanish luxury hotels, which they transfer me then to London, to me London in the Strand,
Right.
where I start my journey. They had a vacancy, and I grabbed the chance to have a London experience. After 4 years, I moved to Hilton, and from October, I'm here in Montcalm now, enjoying my time, building great culture for our people.
Very good. Yes, yeah, yeah. Well, that was a whistle-stop tour of your journey so far. I'm not going to let you away with it that easy.
Uh,
We'll go back. But actually, the thing that stood out to me there was the brands that you were dropping. Like in terms of the brands that you've had exposure to through your career so far, from
yeah,
an early start to now, even And also, I just wanted to cement what you said around some of your properties. You and I met very recently in the Inhabit property, and my word, it's a stunner. So I really love. It's just a lovely. The colors are lovely. It just feels lovely
it's
to be in there.
coziness is the yeah is very cozy and comfortable.
Yeah,
I would say
yeah,
it's very
yeah, yeah.
comfortable.
Absolutely. So. Grew up in Syria, and so when was your calling to hospitality? Then did that happen in Syria, or did you have to go to Dubai to in order to kind of make that happen?
Oh, great questions. Is that it was a combination. So Phil, my father worked for like a regional director roles, took some couple of regional director roles. It was the Syrian Airlines. So he was traveling a lot with the family when we were traveling with him. So he was assigned in the Far East. So I was too young to remember between Hong Kong, Philippines, Tokyo, Pakistan, and then he moved to North Africa, and he was in charge of Tunisia and Algeria, sometime Morocco. So we grow up internationally, and when you travel like this, all his friends was pilots, and the airlines crews, the airlines management. So I grew up in lobbies, visiting his friend. Those days you can take kids to lobby, huh? I'm
Right.
not talking about this. I was in bars, in restaurants with my dad. He left me alone playing with the waitresses or the restaurant manager or with the concierge, waiting for him because I don't know. But I was more into to become a pilot.
Really
Yes, yes, and it was
interesting.
my first dream. So I remember everything I did in my life until high school is to prepare myself to the pilot. I was eating well because my dad told me, "Oh, you need to be healthy." I was learning English so fast because everything will be and the education will be in purely English. And when I came from North Africa, the second language was French, so I had to start everything from total. But then unfortunately, 2000 September happened, and my paper I did pass the first interviews with the flying school in the US, but they stopped my paper. They stopped everybody paper. Nothing personal.
Yeah.
And then I find myself without the flying school and without a future. And the British University, or a part of the London City College, opened a branch in Damascus, and they had international hotel management. A bachelor is providing private. So then I enrolled because I needed to. So like, it's not a bad idea. I love hotels as well.
Mm.
And I was lucky because Jumeirah came to interview in Damascus for their Medina Jumeirah opening, 2004, 2005. And I got the job. I remember telling my family, like, I got the job to Dubai. They say, are you kidding? I said, no, I got the job. I'm flying in 2 weeks. And they did not believe me. And so, I mean, you are fresh graduate. I was 21, and this is me going to living room, dad watching the news, and I'm telling dad, by the way, I got the job. Which job? I went to an interview. Which interview? I said like, but you didn't finish your. I was on that week. It was my last subject in uni,
Mm.
so I did it. I didn't wait for my graduate. I grabbed the job. I didn't want it to go away from me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there is a fun fact. Do you want to hear
Of
what
course.
happened to me in
You
Dubai?
can't set up a fun fact without following through on that. Of
Ah!
course.
No, I mean, look, no, I don't mind to share this with you. So I went for the interview and they took me, and the interview was for guest service department. Silly me, I thought like, yeah, front office, concierge, guest relation. This is my first 2 months where it was pre-opening for Medina Jumeirah,
Mm.
and I found myself in concert, which I don't mind, but I found myself in charge of a team who take the guests to their villas and room by boat.
Oh wow. I mean, that's a bit different.
It's the Arabian Venice. If you look at Medina Jumeirah, it's like an Arabian Venice.
Mm.
So guests come, they can go by buggy to their rooms, or they can. There is artificial rivers around to go to the spa, to the restaurant, to the beach. It's like 2 3 kilometers inside the resort. Medina Jumeirah is huge, and and I find my way. And then I went to HR and I told them, What is this?"
Yeah.
They
this
told me,
is this is
"This
not
is
in my job description. What am I?
this is what you signed for."
Yeah. I have to. Can I go on a rowing course in order to?
Exactly, and
Yeah.
I did water safety. Have you ever heard about that? Water safety training was
Not in a
basically to
hotel.
save, no, save people from. Luckily, I knew how to swim,
Mm.
so it was about saving people. I learned a lot. I did a few months, like up to 6 months. They were so kind to give me cross training. Then I moved to guest relation after, and yeah, that was the start. And yeah, then everything else is history.
Yeah, that was such a golden period, I think, for Jumeirah, especially in Dubai, because they literally pretty much every hotel that they opened was an icon. You know, like the Burj Al Arab, and then
Yeah.
Jumeirah Beach as well,
Yes. Yes.
to name, and obviously Madinat as well. You know, and it was just, it was. I don't think the world had ever seen anything like it. That this
Yeah.
collection of hotels were just built
Yeah.
all with their own USPs and visual terms in terms of what they stood for, etc. Obviously, everybody knows the Burj Al Arab, um,
Yes.
for world's first 7-star
Yep.
hotel.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I can imagine that as a young guy coming into the industry, that, and also changing countries as well, in terms of what an adventure it must have felt like in that moment.
Indeed, it was a scary time, like as you said. This is not uni. This is not anymore people looking after you. This is the real world,
Yeah,
and
you
you
have to
started
look
in a
after
different
yourself.
country. Exactly.
Yeah.
However, exposing first time in my life to multicultural environment like Dubai offered. It was amazing. First time I met a Malaysian next to a German, next to a Filipino, Russians, Moroccans, all in the same room. Our briefing, it was like the United Nations. People from all over the world. Country I never imagined I will meet people.
Mm.
Mauritius. Where do you gonna meet the Mauritius in Syria? I mean, Mauritian, if I might say. I
Yeah.
don't think we even have an embassy for Mauritius in Damascus.
Right.
Dubai will show you the world. It was an experience, and they dream big. I agree
Mm.
with you, Phil. Medina Jumeirah and Jumeirah is the vision of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum,
Yeah.
and what this guy did to his country is amazing. Another fun fact: 50% real, 50%. Maybe they just told me the story, but I know I will share it with you.
I'm here for it anyway.
Medina Jumeirah, it was Sheikh Mohammed dream. He dream about a resort where people go by boat, Arabian boat, to their room. And he met his architect, the engineering team, and he told them, "This is what I dream." And they start drawing things for him next to Burj Al Arab, which he also want something look like a boat, big boat
Yeah,
thing.
the sale. Yeah.
And it's become. They told us this in the orientation. I don't remember very much the full story, but actually I remember they told us this was the vision. He actually not a dream like a vision, like when you try to imagine. Well, no, he was
It,
sleeping.
it just
He
came to
dreamed
him.
about something,
Yeah.
and he made it happen. And not too many leaders. want the best for their economy, want the best for their leaders. I admire, and yes, it was the booming era for Dubai, 2005 all the way to 2015.
Mm.
I mean, they grow hotel like mushrooms. Every big
Unreal.
player, yeah,
Yeah,
every big player wanted to have a piece or a tower, put their name,
yeah,
and it become now you want to have a name in Dubai just to add it to your profile, regardless if it's making money or not. So it was a true adventure.
yeah. But what I also love about, like we talk about vision, and no question, the beyond the visions that came to him in his sleep, visionary as well, right? In terms of,
Yeah.
so we run out of land in Dubai, so let's just go create some more land, right? Off the side with a couple of palm shaped
Yes.
islands.
Yeah.
Like who thinks like that? That's the thing. It's but also what I really love about Dubai, probably maybe more than or the UAE actually, just generally, beyond many other countries around the world, is the vision isn't just about, right, what can we do now? It's about what do we need for the future, in terms of what do we. I remember the discussion I had with somebody around airport infrastructure and the fact that they were building an airport for 20 years' time. They weren't building for what
Yes.
they needed right now.
Mhm.
And that, that kind of vision pays off. My God, we could learn about that in the UK. I tell you, we always just seem to be firefighting the
Uh,
problem of the moment rather than thinking about what do we need for 20 years.
Indeed, and you are right, and the way how they think over there, and you need the right team, which is a great point you just raised here. Everybody around him about Sheikh Mohammed is the best at their game,
Mm,
and they mean well, and they wanted to. So they were all incredible. All his ministers, when we have this visit and we listen to them and what they are not talking about, like you said, what happened next week,
mm,
next year. They are talking about 2030, 2040 building. Dubai Airport was brand new, where they start to build the second one, Jabal Ali one,
yeah.
and the biggest port, sorry, the second port, Jabal Ali Port as well.
Mm,
So they are building for the future. They wanted to use the money well. I think what Dubai did and the rest follow, the other country in GCC follow, is that using your finance correct. Kuwait start right after, then Bahrain tried to catch up. Abu Dhabi came so fast to catch up with them.
yeah.
They inspire the whole regions by welcoming everybody, welcoming out economy, talk with me only business. They are out of politics. They keep themselves out of all of these things. Everybody is welcome. I later on, when they make the peace agreement with all the country in the Middle East, we start seeing everyone.
Mm.
And guess what? We could live together. Dubai proved to us like we
No.
can meet and we live together, and there is nobody care. So what he did is really beyond just a small business. He put literally people all together.
Yeah.
So yes, it's impressive. And the palms. I mean, in the beginning, how the criticism he received, and he's someone who don't listen to criticism. I think, I don't know him, but I think if he listened to all the media, especially unfortunately from the Western media, oh, he's building a palm, this is pollution, this is this. This didn't stop him.
No.
He had a vision. He wanted to do the project. He saw a business opportunity, and he kept going. He didn't hesitate. He didn't start, thinking about what other people think.
Yeah, absolutely. It just blows my mind, and also I think from the perspective of just that again, that I come back to that vision. But I'm thinking about those poor architects who must have been, well, so one way or the other, right? The architects love work like that, where they can just be super creative and really think outside the realms of what has been possible to that point. Or they go, you can see him coming, and they're like, "Oh my God, right? What's he going to come up with today? Are we ready for this?"
And he did it. He
Yeah.
did it. If you've watched the documentary of how they built Burj Al Arab,
Mm,
he made the designer redesign the interior design, the whole floors. He did not like the colors.
yeah.
He walked to the lobby. You can see it in the documentary, and he say, "I don't like it." Then it was I forgot her name, the designer, the interior designer, and she was like, "That was a nightmare. Now we have to redo the whole things." He
Yeah.
wanted more color. He wanted more gold. If we are building 7 star, I want to feel a 7 star.
Yeah.
So yeah, and yes, it was sometime a good news, great news to have an open budget to do whatever you want as long you do it well.
Mm,
With like, oh, but I didn't like this, I didn't like that.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
indeed. So you started life with Jumeirah in guest relations.
Yeah.
What roles did you move through from there?
So then Shangri-La came to town. Shangri-La had already a great hotel in Dubai those days, 2005, 2006, but they were recruiting to Oman, Muscat,
Yeah,
opening their best resort. Is a huge resort, contains three hotels. They want to have their version of 7 star, a 5 star, and two 5 star, a heritage village, a marina. They want to do something big with the owner, Mr. Azubair from Oman. And Shangri-La basically were opening and interviewing. And this is how I believe you need a mentor in your life. I went for the interview applying for front office. I wanted to grow very fast. I don't know what drives me. I mean, I was in Jumeirah, I had a great job, people love me, but then this is coming. Oh, another opening,
yeah.
amazing. So I will be between
Interesting
Dubai and
projects as
Oman.
well.
Yes, Dubai, Oman, Oman, Dubai. Oh, that will be also traveling like my dad as well between things. And so in the interview, the and the learning and development, this there's a training manager. They call it training manager for to this position.
Yeah.
She told me, "Oh, do you want to work with me in HR? Do you want to work with me in the learning as a training supervisor?" And I was like, wait a minute. So I will be like this nice lady in Jumeirah who give us the training. And she said, I don't know her, but yes. So I remember because Jumeirah have a college for their own people. They were 5,000, 10,000 employee for all Jumeirah. And they had even a Swiss college for hospitality. So we got the high-end training with Jumeirah, and
Mm.
when I remember this training team, and I said yes, but now you're gonna tell me what they find on me. They find on me, I think that I was ongoing personality. I really sold myself as a luxury. I love to stay in luxury. What I did in with my team, etc. But however, they needed also an Arabic speaker in the team because in Oman they have a very strict localization system where those days was 30-40% have to be the local, which makes sense. The local people
Yeah,
they
yeah,
want to introduce their country with Omanis, like Omani welcoming the world. Yeah, they
yeah.
didn't want to make a Dubai version where they have multicultural everywhere. They want to have local and they empower their people, which is it was great,
It's
and they speak Arabic.
so many
So
positive reasons for doing that, right? I mean, and notwithstanding economic uplift, and helping more people into work.
yeah,
Therefore,
yeah,
I get it 100%.
absolutely. I mean, some of the comments from Jumeirah, I guess, is like they ask us sometime, where is the local? Where is the because they imagine people look like Alibaba walking around the hotel and speaking Arabic. Maybe I don't know. They had this stereotyping. It was so funny when we explained to them. We know what is mobile phone. We don't use camels to come to work, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we tell them like they are business owners, they are in government, in the army, so they do different jobs. But in Oman, you're right. They had this actually from the 90s in Oman. Local were encouraged to be taxi driver, housekeeper, all the blue collar jobs. They encouraged them to go to work,
Mm,
and it was very successful. So then, because of my Arabic skills and experience in hotel, I can explain front office rule to those hospitality students in Oman because they had it. Also, Shangri-La had this agreement with two or few hotel school in Oman to take their graduate immediately to the workplace. So it was great opening because you are taking fresh graduate, you put them in all the departments from food and beverage, the bar, the restaurant. And I have to say, national Omani are very flexible.
right.
They didn't mind housekeeping. They didn't mind to be the driver in concierge or airport pickup team. They didn't mind housekeeping. They didn't mind to start from anywhere. And that was great to see.
Yeah.
They wanted to work. They wanted to have a job with Shangri-La and be part of something big. So that was easy. But then you still need to train them.
Mm,
So this is where I did. Then from training, after I think a year and a few months, the HR director took me to his team. So I moved from training to human resource, and I got my first department head position title. I was 25. I was more terrified now. 25 years old, employee relation manager. the first position they promote me to. And that was scary because then, you know what? Now you are responsibility. Your signature means something now.
Yeah. Well, and it's almost like life starts now. Your learning actually really starts now, right? Because
Exactly.
you're now responsible for other human beings.
Yeah, yeah. Now you can't just say thanks. You cannot just give promises. Now you need leadership
Yeah.
skills. You need to manage. You know, your statement is taking very seriously now. What you say and the order you make, the decision you make is matter.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. So, and again, like, different kind of iconic property, I suppose, in
Yeah.
terms of having come from Jumeirah, but nevertheless, still another magical project to be involved with, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean Shangri-La, they were big. Unfortunately, now the contract finished in Oman to become a Hilton properties. Those three. I wish all the best to Shangri-La because they were a training school heaven for anyone.
Right.
They were amazing. They have a very heavy service culture training,
Hmm.
very heavy,
Yeah.
3 level. Like you go to college, it's all about customer service. So they were very much guest oriented, hugely. I mean, the compensation we will training to give for our guests, how to delight them there is no limit. With Shangri-La, there were no limit.
Yeah.
Then Ruffles came to Dubai.
Yeah. Another really shabby brand. Yeah.
Yes, the pyramid of Dubai is the pyramid shape is the exact size of the real pyramid in Cairo, in
Is that
Giza,
right?
in Egypt.
I did not
Yes,
know that.
yes, the big one.
Right.
Because there were three, right, in Egypt, the big, the medium, and the last one. I forgot their name. In the training, they teach us all of this, yeah, the pharaoh names and all of this to say a story.
Mm.
And this owner wanted to. He was involved with the old Egypt history. He was in love. So Raffles Dubai is linked to a beautiful mall called Wafi Mall. The mall also is like you are in Giza. It's like you're walking inside temples full of the Egyptian flavors. Yeah, it was amazing opportunity. We did the smooth opening for them. Also, employee relation manager. We had great time, and then 2008 financial crisis happened.
Yeah. Yay! Yeah,
Hey!
indeed. And the world basically stopped doing anything because there was no money to do anything.
Yeah,
Um,
panic, panic, panic.
yeah,
Everybody was in a panic mode. I learned over there, I heard first time about swordfish business mode. And I don't know what is swordfish. I don't know what that means. Anyway, it's mean basically saving plan.
yeah,
It's mean saving plan. And everybody talking about we cut here, we cut here. I heard all of them. No electricity, let's reduce water, let's fire people.
yeah. No, I know it was. I think well, globally, right? It was a global financial crisis. It was,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and yeah, well done, all those guys that love to just play with the housing market for as long as they
Yeah.
did. That
Exactly.
yeah, I
And
hope
the
you're very proud.
Americans and we were asking ourselves, we are still young here. I was 26 and I'm like, what does have to do with us in Dubai? If America is collapsing, what is it here? We are
Yeah.
like the other side of the planet, literally. But you know how, like the real estate business, everything like a domino effect from bankruptcy to hotels stop opening, postpone their opening.
Mm,
Too many things happen, unfortunately. However, Dubai always proving that they can stand up again,
yeah.
and they did it very quick. By 2010, everything back to normal. 2 years, yes, it was painful.
Mm,
Luckily, I did the first with my boss. I remember with my director of HR, we did the first two redundancy, and then she met with me and told me, "Don't worry, look, I have to let go a lot of people, but now this list have you. This is also leadership." She didn't send me a letter. She didn't give me a classic consultation. She met with me face to face, telling me, "Badal, it's nothing to do with you. You see what is happening. You managed the first two wave of redundancy. Unfortunately, we need to also reduce finance and HR, marketing, sales. Now they come to admin even.
yeah.
And with her connection, she provided me a couple of interviews in the city. Thanks for her. And then I pick up. I went and I met Rotana Management then, the Rotana Hotels, and I joined the flagship, the Beach Rotana in Abu Dhabi.
Mm. Yeah. Well, another cracking property,
Mm.
but also I love your point there actually around that kind of leadership, and I can 100% relate to it because I too was made redundant in that period. 2009 early, I got made redundant. Two things in play for me. I mean, I was in a sales related role, but didn't have any sales skill or
Uh-huh.
capability. I'd fallen into that role, and then you very quickly find yourself out of your depth when you need to sharpen the elbows and and start to kind of level up a bit. Our company made 50% of the workforce redundant more or less overnight.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I was one of those people. And I too remember the lady who made me redundant and how she handled that with such grace and class that I will remember that for the rest of time. I can't say the same of the company, by the way, upon exit, but
Yeah.
the individual was everything that you just said there as well. Like very just great communication. It's it it's very personal to you when it happens, but it
Mhm.
wasn't a personal slight, and all of that kind of stuff. And in actual fact, was one of the best things that actually happened to me in my career because it gave me the rocket up my backside that I had my 20 something year old self needed.
Yeah, sometimes you need to be forced to change,
Yeah.
and destiny will just put things in your way. We think it's maybe negative or it's not on the right time. We complain, but basically, it's the beginning of a great things.
Yes.
And I believe your story because from a human resource perspective, I can tell you is about the person in
Mm,
front of you.
yeah.
The vision and the mission of the company, the culture is one thing, but who is executing the culture, executing and demonstrating the talk and the vision is the individual. And this lady choose to believe on her company vision and to put it in action.
Mm,
And unfortunately, some other people will make it so robotic, right?
yeah.
They will read from a paper and they just want to go because they don't know how to handle things. Then they make it worse.
Yeah. And that's the last thing you need, right? As somebody who is
Yeah,
going to be made redundant, it's a tough time enough without being made to feel like you're
yeah,
just a cold number.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all what is missing from such meetings sometimes. Yeah, number 55. Yes, you don't, your job is gone. Please
Yes.
leave your
Pack up your
laptop, and
desk.
this is the door.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we heard a lot of stories where things goes. It was scary period. I agree with you, Philip. 2008, yeah, the whole 2008. It was like, I remember people even in the US have commit suicide, and it was scary. There's more scary there maybe than the
No,
rest of the world.
yeah, it was, and and this is, I think, if you've lived through something like that, right? I remember my wife and I having, heart to heart conversations about our financial situation because it wasn't like you could just go out and get another job.
No, no.
It wasn't that easy, as much as you wanted to. But in the end, again, I look back at that and I think that taught us to be a lot more financially resilient than we were, to
Absolutely.
to pre- to use the good times to prepare for the bad times, to use the bad times to prepare for the good times. And all of these lessons that you can't get until you're put into a situation whereby things are tough,
And also, it's very different than the second pandemic we experienced in our life, the
for
COVID.
sure.
Because 2008, we did not have this luxury of temporary jobs.
No,
There were no Deliveroo, there were no Amazon, there were
no,
no mobile phones, right, left, center, where you can find an app and get a job. Or it was very tough. It
yeah,
was very limited.
no, indeed. Yeah, okay. Well, let's keep it uplifting. Although we're probably
Yes.
going to come to COVID at some point again, so we'll come back to that. And let's not even talk about what's going on in the world today. But anyway, so Beach Rotana, what role did you go into there, and how did things progress from there?
Yeah. So in the Rotana, I met the VP Human Resource, Joseph Abuyagi. He's a great asset for Rotana those days. He was the first who put a proper structure to the whole group. I always join, I think, in the best time of those companies, all of them. And I been offered assistant director of human resource for the Beach Rotana. I met them in the ATM. He invited me for the ATM, and I saw this beautiful big stand of Rotana. They built two-floor kiosks. I mean, this is Dubai for you. When they
Mm,
go, you don't find a table with a banner. You find they go extremely big to impress, to show you that they mean business.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I met them with the general manager of the properties. Then a couple of more interviews. They were very serious because it's the flagship property for Rotana. It's a 1,000 room, 11 restaurants. One of the biggest. Those days was the biggest gym for a hotel, ballroom. So they were big. They were nice. Great company. And then they transferred me to Al Ain, is a city in Abu Dhabi. It's the beautiful oasis city, and they had a beautiful five-star hotel. So I did with them two property, and I was so glad because I met my wife there.
A
I
lovely
my wife,
byproduct
yeah,
sometimes of working life.
yeah.
Yes.
So Nicola was the in front office. I was in HR in Beach Sultana, and we were colleagues. And then we moved to Elaine, and then this is how we met. When we saw in each other, like we moved to the same property, then we start become a little bit closer. And then yeah, I did beautiful 3 years in Rutana. That was amazing time, and then moved to Doha after that. I did one-to-one hotel. Is a beautiful contract. A friend of mine who became the VP of the company. We worked together in an opening of a beautiful resort in Al. When I finished my contract, Grand Hyatt in Doha give me a call, and then that when I moved to Qatar.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
5-star hospitality means having the right people in the right place at the right time, and that's exactly where RotaCloud can help. RotaCloud is the online platform that makes planning rotas, recording attendance, and managing annual leave easy. Its simple, drag-and-drop interface lets you create and share rotas with your team in minutes, while our built-in budgeting tools mean you'll know exactly how much you're spending on staffing before sending the rota out. RotaCloud also makes life easier for your staff, allowing them to check their rotas, request time off, and pick up extra shifts, all through the RotaCloud mobile app. Start your 30-day free trial today by visiting rotacloud.com/Phil and find out how much easier managing your team can be.
My
Yeah.
goodness, you're getting around the region. And the brands, to be fair, and the brands. We haven't even finished the brands
I
yet.
know
But
it's 3 years each, and it's a combination of I want to do something more or I will leave
yeah,
somehow. And my mentality, I'm not gonna stay here on the same positions. One things I learned, like yeah, I believe in training, I believe in companies, but I know when they, let me put it this way, sleep on a talent just because this talent are loyal and they take it, or so they will say, okay, Phil, he's good where he is now, we can do, and they think they are doing you a favor, like let him be there, he's
yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah,
great where he is. But Phil want to grow, Phil want to more, maybe Phil want to look for a different perspective, have his own department maybe, or learn something new. So after the, yeah, I did 3 years in each of them almost, and then I moved and Hyatt. And then you are and this will be my first American hotel business model. But because it's too Asian, remember? So it's Jumeirah, well, Arabic hospitality, but Shangri-La, very Asian, Raffles, more Singaporean based.
Mm.
And then you have the Hyatt. The Hyatt will be my first American school. And it's so different. I was right. I was like, oh my God, this is total a different perspective to business.
yeah. And you have to so much to. This is actually something that I don't think we talk about enough, really, as an industry, probably as a species, to be honest. But I had a guy on the podcast a few weeks back who specializes in culture, but he applies a lot of his time from elite sport and the things that he learned from elite sport in terms of how we can apply that into our business position. And one of the biggest barriers to somebody being able to pick up a job and go with it is not, I mean, it's not necessarily the things that you think it might be. A lot of the time, it can be just simply around the language in which that business uses. I'm not even talking about from a country language perspective, but actually the business
No, no,
language.
culture. Yeah, that is what, yes, how
Yeah,
the perspective to the guest relation, to the employee relation, to the owner
yep,
is totally different.
yeah,
And I thought it's just books when they tell you the difference between the Asian. No, do you remember this book? What was the name? Japan and America. The Japanese. They were a book talking about the Japanese business school versus the American business school,
right, okay,
and how they, and it was I hope I will remember later. Anyway, and it is true. It's true. The Asian mentality toward business is very different than how the Americans see the business.
Mm.
Both they have their own negative, positive, but they
Yeah.
all both impressive.
I think it's a fantastic metaphor actually for the realities of life, right? I mean, nobody's right or wrong.
No,
You know,
no, no,
there is just that way of doing things. It doesn't make it the only way to do it,
no.
and it doesn't make
Absolutely
it the wrong way to do it.
correct. Correct. 100% indeed. And in Hyatt, they were more. To be honest, they were more into people. The Asian mentality, when it's coming to hospitality, they are all about purely guest is the king, which I totally agree with that. I
Yeah.
mean, they are paying for the product, just it. The American, they will mix it more with like you are also important, the employee, and they want to develop you toward the guest and also toward yourself.
Mm.
In the Asian school, is a little bit of how we can help you to help the guests more because everything is big and everything is luxury there in Asia, and they want the top of the top. So they have the butlers training. They pay thousands of dollars in Shangri-La for butler training, or the golden key for their concierge, and le sommelier. They send people to France to study sommelier, and so all toward the guest. And if you want a training here or there, maybe okay, maybe not. But in I think in Hyatt and then joining Hilton later on in the UK, the mentality is a little bit balanced toward what you want, Phil, what you want also to grow as a person. After
Yeah.
you finish your mandatory training with guests, then what you
Then
also
we'll
need.
then we'll think about you. Yeah. 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 Yeah, but we've spoken about this before as well, right? Around the fact that again, kind of no right or wrong way, but there should be a way, I think, in anyone's business culture that does really look after like any human being that comes under your roof, right? I mean, not just the guest. Obviously, they're paying the bills, but you can't have the guest having a great experience if your employee is not having a great experience, because we've all been in situations whereby you go out to a restaurant or you go to a hotel and you can sense immediately that people are unhappy, and when that happens, that obviously affects my experience of consuming whatever it is that I'm there to consume. And yet I still baffles me that we still have to have this conversation, because like
Yeah.
it's just logical and it's common sense in principle, but it's obviously not
Mhm.
that common.
And I think we learn too many things, but not that.
Yeah.
We evolve in all other aspects. We reach the moon and we are discovering more planets, and we're still then when we come to the basic, I don't know why. And I think it's the last 2, 3 generation, because before it was very, I think, straightforward when it comes to hospitality, and the rules is very clear and it's very obvious. And then philosophy came to our business and hospitality, to be honest, and we start overthinking everything,
Mm.
and maybe we went a little bit out of the basic to different area. Yeah,
Yeah. Treat thy fellow human with respect.
exactly.
It's not a bad place to start,
Uh-uh.
and then you can fill in the blanks after.
Exactly.
But yeah. So Grand Hyatt, new experiences. You're at what level are you at now within
Now
your?
then I'm in charge. Here is the human resource manager for my property. The director was area, more for the Hyatt, because they had a couple of projects they opening in Doha. So beautiful resort. Again, villas, Arabic style, few restaurants, very nice location. And yeah, they were very straightforward, open-minded, and offered that. Okay, then Milia came to Doha to open, because here where Qatar was welcoming all the world to come for the World Cup in 5, 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but again, planning ahead, right?
Yeah,
Thinking ahead.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So they were building hotels right, left, and center. They want to reach not only Dubai, I mean, to become Hong Kong in 5 years. And they did great job, I have to say. The infrastructure, their corniche, their stadiums, we saw it building from the scratch, and too fast, very fast.
Mm.
And they didn't in Doha, they did not focus only in one aspect. So they are hosting the World Cup. Any country will be focusing only on the World Cup if they are hosting in 5, 6 years, right?
Yeah.
But no, they were hosting the World Tennis. They have Doha Open. Great experience. I attend my first. I love tennis, and I had this first opportunity to see big names playing. So they did the World Handball, the International World Cup for handball, and they were hosting a lot. They host Olympic, Asian Olympic, just before I joined them as well. So they were into the sport events. Doha philosophy here, which I take this, I quote from actually the Minister of Tourism or the Tourism Authority. There is no ministry,
Mm.
it's the authority over there. And I remember we host in Hyatt the first open day, a recruitment open day for hospitality, because Qatari nation those days were hesitating to join hospitality. Because of course everyone there want the bank job, they want the join the stock market, the
Yeah.
army, of course, something like something else, but not hospitality. So we were then they opened a hotel school, a prestigious one, and we started getting students and try to convince them to join hospitality. So when he did the speech for to open the event, and he say like we don't want to be Dubai. Is not the goal because people were criticizing. It's not how you do it. You have to, it's not how we need alcohol and we need more open-minded. I mean, he said, I don't want to be Dubai. He was telling us like we are focusing on culture, museums, and sport business. We want to be attracting those elements and present our country accordingly. Hence, they build all of these museums in Doha, sport events. They try to host every big main events in the world and culture. So basically, they invest a lot on the old villages. They renovate it. So they have a couple of projects in Doha. If you go there, you really have the flavor of the GCC country.
Mm.
The real things they keep it on. You will find it in other countries, but not like how Doha reserve it and impress it.
Right. Yeah. 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 And yeah, I mean, it's really. I'm so glad that we went into a bit more detail in your career so far. We haven't even finished yet, but the because it's really really interesting to. I don't think I've had anybody on the show who has maneuvered around all of these territories that are all quite close to each other in the grand scheme of
Yeah.
things, but all have their own point of difference, and they all have
Yeah.
something that like even Doha trying to be like almost like a sports capital of the world,
Correct.
type thing is their point of difference from Dubai, right? But which is
Yeah.
just trying to rule the world, I think, from a tourism
Yeah.
perspective. So, and it's just really interesting because each of those then requires a different skill set as well in terms of the people you're recruiting into the business.
Oh yes,
And
mindset have to change.
yeah,
Your mindset have to change. I mean, Dubai is more entertainment business
mm,
driven, banks business. So when you look for talents, you look accordingly, right? In Doha, it was a little bit more challenging because Doha was not as famous as Dubai. I remember calling people, my team will come to me, and their feedback was always interesting. We say every time we say hello, this is Grand Hyatt Doha. And they will say, Dubai? No, no, Doha.
mm,
Dubai?
mm.
Hyatt Dubai? I
All right,
said,
right.
no. Those days, we call people by phone.
Yeah, God, do you remember those days?
2011 and 12, 13, yeah, in Doha. We are still calling people by trying our luck and sending them email. And then Skype was big things. Then we meet them all on Skype, etc.
Mm,
So then the mindset in interviewing will have to be a bit slightly different. You have to explain to them what the country stands for, different principle, different cultural principles as well. And yes, because you need to prepare them as well. Like it's
mm,
not gonna be the wow party like Dubai offer you this vibe, right? It's different in Doha. Still, you will enjoy your time, but it's more reserved, it's more family oriented, it's more and more luxury. Huh? Because Dubai those days start become they're still building luxury hotels and projects, but the budget friendly hotels start open too,
yeah,
and which is very unique about Dubai because you can stay with $50 or $5,000 a night. You have options. In Doha, everything is poshy and everything is big, everything is nice, and they were still on this stage building the best hotel for the World Cup. I like how you put it. Yeah, the capital of sport events in the world. So they were driven this way,
yeah.
and I mean, shisha, the shisha license was almost this is very much different than Dubai. Almost impossible to have it in Doha to protect the family. Alcohol was only in five-star hotels to be served. So it was quite different. And then, yeah, you need to adjust your mindset to the environment you are in.
No, absolutely. So let's get you back over to the UK in your journey.
Of
We're not
course.
quite there yet. Not quite there yet. But you had a stint with Melia in Doha as well, or did was
Yes,
yes, yeah.
yes, opening their beautiful property in Mila Doha was opening. And do you remember the days where the political challenge come against Doha from the neighbor country? They cut relationship. So so some hotels were relocating people, and this is how I've been relocated to London. They knew I have the right to work, etc., and it was easy decision for them to give me the opportunity. I was so also happy and delighted to add on my CV also my first European, and not any, is London.
Mm.
And me London is the iconic property for Milia in the UK, five-star boutique standing there in the Strand, beautiful outlets. We have one of the best top five rooftop bars in the city for a long time. They have a great steakhouse, all celebrity chefs. So I enjoyed 4 years. Sorry, don't judge me now. It was more than 2 or 3 years. I did 4 years.
We'll put
I did.
the extra year down to learning about European culture and the because I would imagine
Absolutely.
attitudes to
Absolutely.
work would be different. Like the
Mm.
only reason I say that is because the very first time I moved to London, and I had a small team that I was looking after, I really struggled in the early stages because the attitude towards work was exactly the opposite from what I was used to, which was you could not get somebody who was ill to not come into work when I was working on a cruise ship. But here in London, when I first moved, it was people were just looking for an excuse not to come into work, and I really struggled with that, especially as a young guy who didn't really know any better and didn't really
Yeah.
understand that he could probably have affected that in a different way. But nevertheless, yeah, different attitudes in different parts of the world, I guess.
Different mentality, no, totally different. Together with my time in Doha, it's 5 years with Milia, and I have to balance the Spanish business mentality with the British one. And I'm Arabic myself, so I had to juggle three culture all together.
Yeah,
But I was lucky a bit to of course, because my wife is one thing, so I get an insight of the culture when I met my wife, of course. But between Hyatt and me, I did my master in the UK, so I was visiting the country more often. So I was somehow knowing what is waiting me when I transfer here officially. And I agree with you. It was the work ethic. First, culture shock. Nothing shocked me. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a beautiful city. The people, because in Dubai, you also get exposed to a lot of British, German, French nationals. So you understand a little bit how they think.
mm,
But then when you move and live here and you become the minority somehow, and then you will be forced. And then this is what hospitality teach you, to
yeah,
be adaptable. We adapt very fast. So I adapt very fast. But there is the work ethic, what shocked me a bit. I'm not saying it's less, but I mean, you're right. I mean, sickness is one thing. Mental health. I admire the UK movement toward a better mental health. But I think one of the challenge we're facing in hospitality also is the definition of a mental health challenge. Where and in Dubai, it's not that we don't believe in it, or in Doha, it's not as often as you see it here.
yeah.
Is it the weather? Is it the pressure of work? I don't know, but it's the first things I notice. It's the first things I notice, and yeah, they have though high work ethic goes both way in Europe. So in where I came from, the working hours, an example, is normal to stay after hour in Dubai, in Doha, in Asia in general. It's normal. Like you're finishing, you are enjoying, and then you go. Over here, yes, it was like it's both way. Like they want from you 40 hours, you do your 40 hours, unless there is an event, I go home. So I like that part a lot. because family is important, Phil.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah.
to be
Well,
with
no,
you,
I
yeah,
agree.
right.
I agree.
That I agree. But what I find like maybe can be what we did better there is the efficiency. And too many people maybe they will say, "What?" Yes, Dubai or Doha, they are more advanced in being efficient, decision making faster. They take faster decision. They take, they don't take their time. Is everything have to be reviewed here and double reviewed, and plus you are worried from many factors. One from one hand the labor law, from another hand the insurance company, from
Mm.
another hand employee tribunal, and there is a lot of factor you have to think about it. Over there is more straightforward. Everybody have the a high work ethic. We all work together of common goals. Over here is many elements. Unfortunately, stopping hospitality. I'm talking about hospitality.
Yeah.
Stopping hospitality to compete with Dubai, Singapore, Shanghai.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But also to compete with other sectors as well, right? I was talking to somebody just yesterday around we need to stop looking at what is the minimum that we can pay our people and should be, like the minimum wage that's again changing in April, as I recall, which is nearly now, right? We're here. And
100%.
that's we shouldn't really be like that's a race to the bottom, right? And I know it's easier said than done, and that businesses obviously have to be sustainable to make profit to be able to have a business in the first place. But at the same time, if you think about somebody who's on minimum wage in a hotel, the things that are they're asked to do, usually quite a lot in the realm of a role for an entry level role within hospitality, and somebody can go and have a quarter of the responsibility in and no disrespect to Sainsbury's or Tesco's or something like that, and they're working nowhere near as hard as they would. So there's not the balance is out of kilter, basically. And as I say, I 100% appreciate that that's a very whimsical, light
Yeah,
and fluffy way to look at it, but also again kind of come back to logic. If you think about somebody who is at a point in their career whereby they're just looking really to make ends meet and just kind of get some kind of rung in life to move forward from, maybe people choose capacity of
yeah.
self over career when they're in that kind of frame of mind.
I agree with you. I think then that's why I think we don't make it attractive to people to work in hospitality. We don't make it attractive,
Mm,
and then therefore you depends on people passion. I want to be in lobbies. I want to work in hotels. Yeah, but this is unfortunately only few.
mm,
But if you want to attract the new graduate, I attended yesterday an event where I met all the master in people, master student who's studying hotel management, and they dream big and they want to start. But I was thinking of all the startup jobs in hospitality are minimum wage,
mm.
not even London minimum wage.
Yeah.
And then you on top of that, I agree with you. You ask them to smile and be always in a good mood and always helpful and always there for the guest. However, if they work in a normal facility management company, which he will be or she will be a receptionist in a business center or whatsoever, they have more income, less responsibility. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And it's like obvious. Why would I grow in hotels and have minimum wage for at least 4 or 5 years before my first supervisor, assistant manager, and manager? And I don't have answer for that.
No,
But
and neither
yeah,
do I. I'm just putting out there. Somebody else could take that on.
uh,
I've got enough on my plate right now. Thanks very much, but no. Let's bring us home, Basil, in terms of
yes,
your journey. So you are now in London with
more concrete.
me London, and you're 4 years controversially here. But yeah, so remind us where you went next before you arrived at your current role.
Yeah, after Amelia, I got a call from Hilton from Trafalgar St. James, Curio Trafalgar St. James, which was a cluster because the owner has also Strand Palace, the
Yeah.
iconic hotel in the Strand. Those two hotels were owned by L&R,
Hmm.
amazing company, amazing owners. They sold after I left. They sold Trafalgar St. James by now, but those days it was together. So I moved to something a little bit. I admire, which is a cluster, but more learning development. So it was a mix of human resource and more focus on culture, and I loved it. And then Canopy by Hilton, the first Canopy brand for Hilton were about to open in London. So I moved there
Yeah.
with a great team, amazing team. It was their first Canopy in the UK and the flagship in Europe. And they were the showcase for all the investor who want to invest in Canopy. Hilton bring them to this particular property to show them a pure example of how a canopy by Hilton look like,
Mm.
which is a luxury lifestyle, upper scale of a lifestyle hotels, which contains sustainability core in it. So it was we had our own water reserve from the rainy days. So we reserved this water. I think 10% or so from this water used for our gardens, and so it was work. It wasn't a poster on the wall. I have to tell you, sustainability with Canopy was amazing. I and then they have their solar system as well. Not too much, cannot work the elevator with it. I discovered later, but it's
Sometimes you
enough
have to
for the
learn the hard way,
emergency.
right?
Emer- Emergency lighting, a couple of decoration. It was decorated light. Is that the right word? For decoration purpose, the lighting was fixed from the solar system. So it's a beautiful story. They are the beautiful story. So that is my Hilton journey. It was altogether, I think, 3 years, 4 years. Then I took last year a nice project with Bahrain, and I come back to this nice position at Montcalm Collection, starting the journey in October.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm enjoying every minute.
Fantastic. No, I mean, cracking story. A lot of
Thank you, Phil. Thank you.
really interesting weavings of things, and also, it seems like in the early stages, especially, that the opportunity presented itself, and it's almost a case of you went, yeah, why not? That sounds great. Let's give that a go.
Absolutely, absolutely. And most of this position happening by applying normally on website traditionally.
Mm.
And some of them are people who believe on you and recommend you. And some like these positions, my head of hotels, Samantha Van Exter, was my general manager in Me London.
Right, there we
So
are.
when I come back from Bahrain from this amazing opportunity, I had a call with her and say, look, this is what we are trying to do here at Montcalm Collection, and it sounds so interesting to take such nice journey with them. And
Yeah,
I joined her from October. So I think the message here, like, because I hear a lot, feel like uh, LinkedIn is not to find a job. I find jobs in LinkedIn few times.
yeah,
Then they say it's all about network. No, I tried network sometime and actually applying normal channels. I got calls. Grand Hyatt was totally out of. I sent an application so my message is like, no, you need to use all tools you have
yeah,
to find the right steps and be careful where you move every time. Your CV, it's a responsibility. You need to engineer it very well. Don't move for less. Have some patience. Go for the right opportunities. And if you consider yourself a corporate person, apply with corporate always.
yeah,
I saw myself more into the luxury because I knew how to sell luxury. And then I insist to move with luxury brands and do what I do best.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Look, I cannot let you depart without. There's two things that I would love to speak to you about. I think you know
Tell
what
me.
one of them's going to be. Uh,
I
Involving
know.
a famous action actor from my childhood.
Uh,
So yes, please do tell us a story about none other than Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh my God, Phil. Yeah, so that is Jumeirah, Dubai. And I've been sent by my team to Burj Al Arab to help. I remember it was like few days, few weeks, time to time. They sent us there when they need people. And I was like still in front office, concierge, and you just take it. And I wanted to go inside Burj Al Arab and not only I mean, work and see what clientele they have, etc.
Yeah,
And so anyway, one of the evening I was visiting my friends. Don't tell them now. It wasn't something I allowed to do, but I went to my friends at the room service, in-room dining, like now we have to call it.
yeah,
And then they will tell like who is visiting and who is in house, but they don't tell you the name in Burj Al Arab. There is always a code, you know,
Yeah.
and only managers knows who is actually in the room. Thank you for my networking and my kind relations. The girl over there, she told me, "Do you know who is staying and so and so?" And so she received a call and she took an order. And she, "Oh, that is Jean-Claude Van Damme." I said, "What?" And she says, "This is Jean-Claude Van Damme." And he ordered, oh my God, look. And it was long list of a feast.
Yeah. Protein related items,
Oh,
probably.
protein. Yeah, and I'm not gonna disclose what he
No,
ordered.
no,
Or,
that's totally fair. Yes, the mussels from Brussels is what
but
he was known
let's
as.
put it this way: he had a party. Anyway, so it was good business. Anyway, and I insist. I was crying on my knees. Please let me take the order. Please. She's still my friend. I will remind her today about the story. So I say, like, oh no, but this is, and she wanted to go herself, of course. And she was the manager. Our manager doesn't really go to rooms to deliver, but look, right? So everybody wanted to go, and I beg, please. And she said yes. So I went with another person. It was a lot of trolley to push, and we went inside, and the one and only Jean-Claude Van Damme sitting on the sofa in his suite. Burj Al Arab is they had all suites, and they were not loud music, but he had his own DJ. He unfortunately I didn't see his eye. He was with his sunglasses on. And his friend on the right and the left, and talking to him. And he he only say hi with the sign language. He didn't even
Okay,
say He
right,
was like what's up.
right. Felix,
And I think he was tired, and so yeah, and yeah, I met him. We put the food and we left. But I saw him in person.
yeah. Do you know?
Yeah.
I just had a vision of you going into the room and him just being in the splits, because he was always doing the splits, right? In the movies, he was.
Yes, and like,
Yeah,
oh, before
yeah,
you
and
go,
like
only
that.
for you, Basel. Here you go.
Yeah,
Look at that.
yeah,
And he was still on his golden era these days, right? 2005, six.
right.
He
Yep.
was still on. I mean, I still like him. I mean, he's a legend. He's still doing some nice movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was something to remember. It was one of the. Look, I met Bill Clinton too, and in a longer, like basically listening to him really during his interview. He had an interview in Medina Jumeirah with, I forgot the channels,
Right.
and we could
He
hear
wasn't having
him
a
looking
party
to
with a
him.
DJ or
Wasn't as cool.
yeah.
I'm telling you, it wasn't as cool as seeing Jean-Claude Van Damme.
But nevertheless, President Clinton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know, but no, I prefer to remember Van Damme.
yeah. It's but that, I mean, it's a great story because it does highlight just the sorts of stuff that just happens, right? I mean,
Yes.
a lot of celebrities check into hotels under different names
Yeah.
for privacy and
Of
all of that, and
course.
you can
Yes.
literally open a door and deliver something and go, "Oh my God, that was Jean-Claude Van Damme."
And that is actually happening again. I went to a room and I didn't know Abdelaziz Bouteflika, the president of Algeria, is staying on that. And a bodyguard opened the door for their
Quite
visa, and
daunting.
they don't tell you. They just tell you VIP. But I
Right.
need to know, you know.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
tell me, guys. And what was it like? They needed something extra, but they didn't explain it. So this they didn't speak. They wanted someone to speak Arabic those days. So they sent me to understand what they want. And the bodyguard, I said, "What happened?" Say, "The Mr. President here, he want this." I go, "Who's president?" Say, "Abdelaziz Bouteflika." And I was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god!" Yeah, but I didn't met him though, so I
Right.
can't. It
Right.
doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Just met a big bloke with a gun instead.
Ah!
Yeah. No, brilliant. And the other thing I just wanted to touch on really, really quickly, and actually I
Please, yeah,
didn't know this until you said what you said all the way back at the beginning about your that actually you wanted to become a pilot.
yeah.
And are you going for are you going for flying lessons now?
I want to. Yes.
Right.
So this is my next to-do list. I contact couple. It's costly a bit, but I want to. I don't want to become a pilot. I'm not gonna be a commercial. I think it's too late now. But I want to have my own private pilot license, just to, you know what, Phil? It will be always this my little small dream to do to make it. And I just want to. I want practice. I don't want to develop this to some profession or whatever. I
Mhm.
just want to like I achieved it. Like I was dreaming all about it.
Yeah,
Politics didn't allow it, but now, and this is what the beauty of the UK too. There is opportunity for everyone, for everything. You can do anything you like. So yeah, so pray for me. I will take you for a ride if that's
please,
happening.
please.
I will
I'll
take
spend
you.
the
I
whole
will
time being
because I
petrified.
I will allow only one guest in my flight. This is what they say. All this license that you will not be allowed to be commercial, but friends and family only.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are invited.
Very good. Well, I look forward to that. I look forward to that. I remember being up I did a flying lesson once. Somebody,
Yeah, how was it?
my wife actually bought it for me for my for a Christmas present or something.
Amazing.
And I spent the whole time just being completely petrified because I couldn't get out of my head that effectively what we were in was a small car. That it felt like I
Yes.
could just
Yeah.
open the door and
Yes.
plummet to my death. That was I had that going through my head the whole time. But no, I really love. I love the kind of the phrasing around that as well because it's it's almost like as you said, politics got in the way of your dream, but now
Yeah.
you can just experience a little bit of that.
Yes. I hope so.
And I can totally see you hiring a little light aircraft and just shooting over to France
Ah.
for a weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
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 Superb. Look, Basil, thank you so much for spending time with the show today.
Most welcome.
It's been a real joy to learn more about your journey. Always a pleasure to spend time with you in any form, in any case, and wish you guys all the very best at the Montcalm Collection with the next phase of your journey.
Thank you, Phil, and you are invited anytime to any of our hotels in the Montcalm Collection. Please, you are one of the family now, so
Bless you.
just shout, and we will love to have you anytime.
Thank you so much. Nice one.
Amazing. Take care.
Cheers. And there we have it. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed chatting through Basil's journey with him. A natural storyteller, and he has worked in some incredible places. Just an all-round hospitality top bloke. We will, of course, be back next week with another awesome journey from hospitality, so have yourselves a cracking week, and I'll see you then.